I am the Lord your God. Do not close this message. Do not doubt why you are here. Do not tell yourself this is coincidence. I have called you by name, and I have drawn you to this moment because time is short. And what I am about to reveal concerns your next dwelling, your next ground, your next beginning. You have felt the stirring. You have sensed that where you are now is temporary. You have wondered why your spirit no longer rests in the same place, even though nothing outward seems to have changed. That restlessness did not come from fear. It came from me. Before you were born, I marked seasons of movement in your life. And now, you are standing at the edge of one of them. What you are about to hear is not imagination. It is not wishful thinking. It is instruction. An angel has already seen where you will live next. I allowed it to be shown. And I allowed you to be here today so you would not miss the moment of transition. If you feel your heart beating faster right now, that is my spirit bearing witness. If something inside you is saying, this feels personal, it is because it is. Stay with me. Listen carefully. And do not harden your heart. It is I, your God, who calls you now. I am the Lord your God, who walks with you in silence and speaks to you when you least expect it. I have watched you wake up in the same place day after day, wondering why your joy faded, why your peace feels interrupted, and why your soul no longer feels anchored where your body stands. You have asked me questions you never said out loud. You have whispered prayers in moments of exhaustion. You have said, God, is this all? Is this where I stay? Hear me clearly now. No. I am not calling you because you are perfect. I am not moving you because you earned it. I am speaking because your season there is ending, and remaining would cost you what I intend to restore. I know the memories tied to where you are. I know the fears connected to leaving. I know the voices that say, what if it fails? Or, what if I regret it? But those voices are not mine. I do not lead my children into stagnation. I do not let them settle where their spirit dries up. When I speak of movement, it is because I have already gone ahead of you. I called Abraham before he saw the land. I moved Israel before they understood the path. And now I am calling you, not loudly, not forcefully, but with authority that your spirit recognizes. You feel torn because part of you wants safety, and part of you longs for obedience. This inner tension is the sign that you are standing at a spiritual doorway. Do not confuse comfort with calling. Do not confuse familiarity with provision. Where you are now once served a purpose. It sheltered you, taught you, strengthened you. But seasons expire, and when they do, what once protected you can begin to restrain you. I am not removing you to punish you. I am repositioning you to protect you. There are things coming that cannot touch you in the place I am preparing. There are connections waiting that cannot reach you where you are now. There is growth ahead that requires different soil. You have been faithful with little space. Now I am preparing more room. Do not say, I am too old. Do not say, it is too late. Do not say, I missed my chance. I am the God who creates chances where none appear. I am the God who opens doors no one announced. I am the God who moves my children quietly before danger arrives. This calling is gentle, but it is urgent. You do not need every detail yet. You do not need to understand how it will happen. You only need to recognize my voice. And if you are hearing me now, it is because I am already at work. Remain attentive. Do not rush ahead of me. But do not ignore me either. What I am revealing next will confirm what your spirit already knows. Before you continue, listen carefully. I feel led to tell you this. Not as an offer, not as a sale, but as a gift placed in your path. There is a small guide called The Heavenly Wealth Transfer, a 7-day miracle to receive God's abundance. This was not created to be sold to you. It was prepared to be given to those who are in a season of transition, obedience, and trust. If your heart has been heavy about finances, if you have prayed and wondered when relief would come, if you feel that God is shifting something behind the scenes, then this gift is for you. It has been placed quietly in the first pinned comment, waiting, not forcing, not rushing, just waiting for those who feel called to receive it. Do not ignore gentle instructions. Sometimes God answers prayers through simple steps. If your spirit feels drawn, go and receive it. No pressure, no obligation, just a gift, prepared for this moment. I have already shown you in dreams and signs. I am the Lord your God, and I need you to understand this now. I have not kept you in the dark. You are not ignored. You are not forgotten. I have already spoken to you, but not always with words. I spoke through dreams you could not fully explain. I spoke through sudden thoughts that came and went. I spoke through moments when you looked around your space and felt, this is no longer it. You dismissed some of these moments because they did not make sense to your logic. You told yourself it was stress, imagination, or restlessness, but your spirit knew better. I showed you glimpses, not the full picture, because full clarity too early would have frightened you. Instead, I allowed impressions, feelings, and repeated inner nudges to prepare you gently. There were nights when you dreamed of unfamiliar rooms, places you had never visited, homes that felt peaceful, brighter, quieter, or simply right. You woke up and forgot the details, but the feeling remained. That was me. There were times you felt drawn to a different city, a different neighborhood, a different environment. Sometimes without knowing why. You questioned yourself. Why am I thinking about this? That was me. I also sent signs through conversations you overheard, through words spoken casually by others, through messages that appeared unexpectedly. You noticed them, even if you did not understand them. I do not shout to my children. I confirm. I repeated the message because repetition is how I mark importance. If you look back carefully, you will realize this calling did not begin today. Today is only the confirmation, not the beginning. You have been in a season of preparation, not punishment. The confusion you felt was not because you were lost. It was because you were between places. You sensed that something was ending before you knew what was beginning. That uncertainty made you uncomfortable, and discomfort made you question yourself. But hear me clearly now. I do not disturb without purpose. When I prepare a move, I first detach the heart. If I did not loosen your emotional grip on where you are, you would resist the blessing ahead. That is why familiar places began to feel heavy. That is why peace came and went. That is why your spirit could not settle. You were not being ungrateful. You were being called forward. Some of the signs were subtle because the enemy listens closely. Not everyone needs to know what I am preparing for you. Not every move is announced. Some transitions are protected by silence. That is why I spoke to you privately. You did not imagine the timing. You did not create the pattern. You did not force the desire. I placed it within you. Even delays you experienced were part of my covering. I slowed things down to protect you from stepping too early or choosing incorrectly. Waiting did not mean denial, it meant alignment. And now, alignment is arriving. The signs are becoming clearer because the moment is closer. What once felt like a whisper is becoming certainty. What once felt distant is now near. You may not yet know the address, you may not yet see the path, but your spirit already recognizes the direction. Trust what I have been showing you. Do not demand proof before obedience. Do not silence conviction with fear. Do not wait for perfect conditions. I speak to my children in ways their spirit understands first, and their mind catches up later. Remain attentive. Remain humble. Remain willing. Because what I am about to reveal next was not only shown to you, it was also seen by my angel. The angel saw where you will live. Listen carefully now, because what I am about to say is sacred. I am the Lord your God, and I did not walk alone when I prepared what comes next for you. I sent an angel, not to observe you, not to test you, but to go ahead of you. That angel was instructed to see what your eyes cannot yet see, to stand where your feet have not yet stepped, to witness the place prepared for your next season. And the angel saw it. The angel saw a dwelling that brings peace instead of anxiety. The angel saw walls that will hear prayers instead of arguments. The angel saw an environment that supports your growth instead of draining your strength. This is not just a change of address. This is a shift of atmosphere. If your spirit is receiving this, pause for a moment and type in the comments, I receive God's direction. Do not stay silent when truth resonates. Declaration activates alignment. The angel did not only see the place, the angel saw you inside it. Resting, recovering, breathing again, feeling safe in a way you have not felt in a long time. I know you worry about how it will happen. I know you question timing, money, logistics, approval. But hear me. Those details are not your burden yet. The angel was not sent to ask how. The angel was sent to confirm where. And where I lead, I also provide. If fear has been whispering, "This is impossible," I ask you now to write in the comments, "Nothing is impossible for God." Your words matter. Your agreement matters. This place was not chosen randomly. It was selected with intention. It removes you from things that would have harmed you if you stayed. It positions you away from eyes that watched you with envy. It separates you from cycles that were repeating quietly. You thought you were just uncomfortable. You thought you were just restless. But spiritually, you were being extracted. The angel also saw protection surrounding this move. Delays that saved you. Closed doors that redirected you. Silence that shielded you from interference. Some people cannot follow you into this next place. And that is not rejection. That is preservation. If you understand this, type in the comments. God is protecting me. Do not explain it to everyone. Do not announce it too early. Do not seek permission from those who were never assigned to your future. I have shown you enough to trust me. The angel has already returned with confirmation. Heaven is in agreement. What remains now is your obedience, not perfection. Stay attentive. Stay prayerful. Stay ready. Because the next thing I reveal will explain why this move is not optional. This places protection, not just a move. I am the Lord your God, and I need you to understand this truth deeply. This move is not about comfort. It is about protection. You thought you were simply growing tired of where you are. You believed the discomfort was emotional, circumstantial, or temporary. But what you felt was a spiritual warning, not dissatisfaction. I do not remove my children without reason. There are things forming around you that you cannot see yet. Conversations happening without your name spoken out loud. Intentions hidden behind smiles. Cycles repeating that would slowly drain you if you remained. So I prepared a place of covering. If this resonates with your spirit, write in the comments now. God is protecting me even when I don't see it. I am not pulling you away because you failed. I am moving you because you listened. Some environments expire spiritually before they collapse naturally. When peace leaves first, danger follows later. And I will not allow you to stay long enough to be harmed by what you outgrew. This new place carries a different atmosphere. It limits access to your life. It quiets unnecessary battles. It restores your ability to hear me clearly. You called it stress. I called it extraction. You assumed it was restlessness. I knew it was warning. If you have felt unusually tired, unmotivated, or emotionally heavy in your current place, do not condemn yourself. That heaviness was not weakness. It was discernment activating. Acknowledge this by typing in the comments. I trust God's discernment. Where I am leading you, certain attacks cannot follow. Certain doors will no longer have access. Certain people will no longer influence your decisions. Protection is not always loud. Sometimes it looks like relocation. Sometimes it feels like inconvenience. Sometimes it requires obedience before explanation. I know you are concerned about leaving what is familiar. Familiarity feels safe, even when it is quietly harming you. But I do not build futures on familiarity. I build them on alignment. This place I have prepared shields your mind. It stabilizes your emotions. It gives your spirit room to breathe again. If your heart feels relief hearing this, type in the comments. God knows what I need. Do not minimize this move. Do not treat it as optional. Staying would require constant effort to maintain peace. Leaving allows peace to return naturally. I am not sending you into chaos. I am pulling you out of it. There are storms that never announce themselves. I move my children before the clouds gather. You will understand later what you were spared from. Trust me now. Because what comes next is a warning you must not ignore. The enemy has already tried to stop this move. The enemy tried to keep you where you are. I am the Lord your God, and I will speak plainly now, because you must understand what has been happening behind the scenes. The enemy has already tried to keep you where you are, not because where you are is powerful, but because where you are going is dangerous to him. There are moves I assign that attract resistance not after they happen, but before. The opposition you felt was not random. The confusion, the delays, the sudden doubts, These were not accidents of circumstance. They were interference. If you have felt unusually distracted, fearful, or discouraged whenever you thought about change, write in the comments now. I see the truth now. The enemy does not waste energy on places with no future. He fights transitions. He targets moments of obedience. He whispers lies when he knows obedience is near. He told you, you'll fail. You'll lose what little you have. You're being unrealistic. Stay where it's safe. But hear me clearly. Fear is not safety. It is captivity disguised as caution. The enemy wanted you tired enough to settle, confused enough to delay, comfortable enough to stay. He knows that if you move when I say move, certain cycles break permanently. If this resonates, type in the comments. I will not settle. He attempted to anchor you emotionally. That is why old memories suddenly resurfaced. That is why nostalgia felt stronger than usual. That is why you questioned your own discernment. But nostalgia is one of his favorite traps, because it makes the past feel safer than the future. I did not give you memories to imprison you. I gave you memories to show you how far you've come. The enemy also tried delay. Unexpected obstacles, financial pressure, complications that made you say, maybe now isn't the time. But delay does not cancel my will. It only reveals resistance. If you are still here listening, it means he failed. Acknowledge that victory by writing in the comments. The enemy did not stop me. I allowed some resistance so you would recognize the importance of this move. Easy paths rarely change destinies. But when opposition rises before action, it is often because heaven has already approved the outcome. Do not fear resistance. Discern it. The enemy never showed you a better option, only fear of leaving. He never offered peace, only anxiety about the unknown. That is how you know the voice was not mine. I do not rush my children with panic. I lead them with clarity, and clarity is what I'm giving you now. Before I continue, listen gently, not as pressure, but as provision. There is a small gift that was placed quietly for those who are in this exact moment of transition. It is called the Heavenly Wealth Transfer, a 7-day miracle to receive God's abundance. This is not something you were asked to buy. It was prepared to be received. If you have been praying about provision, stability, or how this move will be sustained, this gift was placed in the first pinned comment, waiting for those who feel led, not forced. If your spirit feels peace when you hear this, type in the comments. I receive God's provision. Sometimes I answer prayers through gentle steps, not dramatic signs. Now listen again. The enemy wanted you discouraged enough to doubt my voice. But doubt does not cancel calling. It only reveals how close you are to obedience. You questioned yourself because you care. You hesitated because you are thoughtful. That does not disqualify you. What disqualifies is ignoring truth once it is revealed. I am not exposing the enemy to frighten you. I am exposing him so you stop blaming yourself. You were not weak. You were under pressure. And pressure breaks pipes that were never meant to carry weight. But it strengthens vessels I designed for purpose. If you understand this, write in the comments. God is strengthening me. Now the resistance will shift. Confusion will lessen. Peace will begin to replace fear. You may not have every answer, but you will feel steadier. That is how you know the grip has loosened. Do not go backward now. Do not reopen doors I helped you close. Do not negotiate with fear. Because the next thing I will reveal is this. Time is short, and delay now would cost more than obedience. Time is short. Do not delay any longer. I am the Lord your God, and now I speak with urgency, not to frighten you, but to wake you. Time is short. Not because I am rushed, but because this window is precise. I open doors with intention, and I close them with mercy. What I am offering you now is not pressure. It is opportunity. You have already delayed longer than I intended, not because you were disobedient, but because you were healing, learning, and gathering strength. I allowed that. I covered you during that pause. But this is not a season for hesitation anymore. If your spirit feels the seriousness of this moment, type in the comments, I will not delay. There are moments when waiting is wisdom, and there are moments when waiting becomes resistance. This is the second. I am not asking you to leap blindly. I am asking you to move decisively. Clarity has come. Confirmation has been given. Protection has been promised. What remains now is your response. Do not confuse my patience with permission to stall. I am gentle, but I am also exact. The alignment required for this move includes timing, and timing does not bend endlessly. If you stay too long where I have already said enough, peace will begin to thin. Frustration will rise. Effort will increase while results decrease. That is not punishment. It is signal. If you recognize these signs already, write in the comments. I recognize God's timing. I am calling you forward before circumstances force you forward. I would rather lead you with peace than push you through pressure. When my children move willingly, transitions are lighter. The enemy wants you to believe there is no urgency. He says, tomorrow is safer. But tomorrow is not promised to convenience, only to obedience. You keep asking for certainty. I am asking for trust. Certainty follows movement. It does not precede it. I know you fear making the wrong choice. But remaining still when I have spoken is also a choice, and it carries its own consequences. Hear me. You are not behind. You are on the edge. Edges feel uncomfortable because they demand decision. If your heart is pounding right now, acknowledge me by typing in the comments. I trust you, God. This urgency does not mean chaos. It means focus. Remove distractions. Quiet unnecessary voices. Stop asking permission from people who cannot see what I have shown you. This move will require courage, but not recklessness. Planning, but not paralysis. Prayer, but not postponement. I will confirm each step as you take it. I will meet you in motion. Before I continue, receive this gently. There is a gift placed for you called the Heavenly Wealth Transfer, a 7-day miracle to receive God's abundance. It was prepared for those standing at the threshold of change, wondering how provision will follow obedience. This is not a sale. This is not pressure. It is waiting quietly in the first pinned comment for those who feel led to receive help, clarity, and reassurance during this transition. If your heart feels peace at this, type in the comments. I receive God's provision with gratitude. Sometimes I answer prayers through simple steps that restore confidence and order to your faith. Now listen again. If you delay because you want everything perfect, you will miss the moment. Perfection is not required. Availability is. If you delay because you fear loss, remember this. What I am moving you away from cannot sustain you long term. What I am moving you toward has room to grow. You will not lose what is truly yours. You will only shed what cannot follow. If you are ready to let go, write in the comments. I am ready. I am not rushing you because I am impatient. I am urging you because conditions are aligned. Help is positioned. Resources are closer than you think. Connections are ready, but alignment is sensitive to time. Move when I say move, and you will find peace waiting. Delay, and you will find effort multiplying. Choose peace, because the next thing I reveal will show you this truth. You will not do this alone. I am already ahead of you. I will open doors. You cannot open yourself. I am the Lord your God. And now I speak to the part of your heart that has been asking, but how will this happen? Hear me clearly. You will not open this door by your strength. I will open it by my authority. There are doors that effort cannot unlock. There are pathways that planning alone cannot create. And there are outcomes that only align when I step in front of you. You have tried before. You have knocked on doors that did not answer. You have done your part and still faced silence. That did not mean you were wrong. It meant the timing was not yet complete. If this comforts you, write in the comments. God is opening the door. When I open a door, it opens cleanly. It opens without confusion. It opens without compromise. What once felt complicated becomes simple. What once felt impossible becomes natural. I will open doors in ways you do not expect. A conversation that changes everything. An approval that comes without struggle. A resource that appears at the right moment. A favor you did not ask for. This is how I move. Quietly, precisely, completely. You are not required to convince anyone. You are not required to beg for permission. You are not required to prove your worth. I have already approved you. If you have spent nights worrying about documents, money, timing, or acceptance, type in the comments. God goes before me. I open doors that cannot be shut by opinion, jealousy, or resistance. When I decree access, No voice can veto it. When I say now, delays lose their power. Stop exhausting yourself trying to force what I have already promised to release. This move will not depend on luck. It will not depend on favoritism. It will depend on alignment. And alignment is already forming. I am arranging details you cannot see. I am moving hearts you do not know. I am resolving matters you have not yet encountered. Do not underestimate what happens when I work outside your awareness. If you believe this, write in the comments. I trust God's unseen work. I know you fear rejection because rejection wounded you before. But this door is not like the others. This one does not require you to shrink, explain, or overextend yourself. You will walk through as you are. What I open will not require you to betray your peace. What I provide will not cost you your integrity. I am not leading you into survival. I am leading you into stability. Now receive this gently. There is a gift prepared for those stepping into new ground, called the Heavenly Wealth Transfer, a 7-day miracle to receive God's abundance. It was placed quietly for those who have been wondering how provision will follow obedience. This is not pressure. This is not a transaction. It is resting in the first pinned comment, waiting for those who feel drawn to receive encouragement, structure, and reassurance during this move. If your spirit feels peace hearing this, type in the comments, I receive God's abundance. Sometimes abundance begins with clarity. Now listen again. I will open doors that bring relief to your finances. Not overnight fantasy, but steady provision. I will align you with opportunities that sustain you, not drain you. I will remove obstacles that once made progress exhausting. Do not compare your journey to others. Comparison blinds discernment. I move uniquely with each child. What opens for you will fit you. If you have been comparing or doubting, write in the comments. I release comparison. When the door opens, move without hesitation. Do not wait for applause. Do not seek validation. Quiet obedience keeps doors from closing prematurely. You will recognize the opening by the peace that accompanies it. Anxiety will not lead you. Pressure will not drive you. Calm assurance will guide you. That is my signature. I am not testing your courage. I am rewarding your faithfulness. Stay ready. Stay attentive. Stay responsive. Because the next thing I will reveal is this. You will need to trust me even when you cannot yet see everything. Trust me, even when you cannot see everything. I am the Lord your God, and now I speak to the part of you that wants clarity before commitment. You have asked me to show you everything at once. You have said, God, if I could just see the full picture, I would move. But hear me with love and truth. If I showed you everything now, you would try to control what must be trusted. I do not lead my children by sight alone. I lead them by relationship. Trust is not built when everything is visible. Trust is formed when you move with me, even while some details remain hidden. If this speaks to your heart, write in the comments. I choose trust over fear. You see fragments. I see the full path. You see the step in front of you. I see the destination and everything in between. When I ask you to move without full visibility, it is not to test your loyalty. It is to protect your peace. Too much information too soon would overwhelm you, distract you, or invite unnecessary voices. Not everyone needs to know what I am doing in your life. Not every detail needs to be processed before obedience. You are not being reckless by trusting me. You are being aligned. If fear has been asking, what if I make a mistake? I answer you now. You are not walking alone. I correct paths gently. I redirect steps quietly. I cover missteps with grace. You do not fall out of my will by trusting me sincerely. If this comforts you, type in the comments. God will guide me. Faith does not mean pretending fear does not exist. Faith means moving despite fear because you know who walks with you. I know you want guarantees. I know you want assurance that nothing will go wrong. But growth does not happen where nothing ever goes wrong. It happens where I am present in every outcome. I am not asking you to ignore wisdom. I am asking you to release control. Control feels safe, but it limits miracles. Trust feels risky, but it releases my involvement. You cannot calculate your way into this next season. You must follow. If you have been trying to overanalyze every possibility, write in the comments. I release control. I will give you enough light for the next step, not the entire journey. When you take that step, I will illuminate the next. This is how we walk together. Do not rush ahead of me. Do not lag behind in fear. Walk with me. Now receive this gently. There is a gift prepared for moments exactly like this, called the Heavenly Wealth Transfer, a 7-day miracle to receive God's abundance. It was placed quietly for those learning to trust provision before seeing it fully. This is not a purchase. This is not pressure. It is waiting in the first pinned comment, offered as support and reassurance for those stepping forward in faith. If your spirit feels peace hearing this, type in the comments, "I receive God's help." Sometimes trust is strengthened by simple, steady reminders of my promises. Now listen again. You may not see how resources will align, but they will. You may not see who will help you, but they will appear. You may not see how quickly things will shift, but movement has already begun. I am not late. I am precise. Your job is not to predict every outcome. Your role is to remain obedient and receptive. When doubt rises, speak truth. When fear whispers, answer with faith. When uncertainty appears, choose trust. If you are willing to walk without all the answers, write in the comments, "I will walk by faith." You are not weak for wanting clarity, but you are strong for trusting me without it. Strength is not the absence of questions. It is obedience in the presence of them. I will not abandon you mid-transition. I will not leave you confused and alone. I will not call you forward and then disappear. I stay close, very close. Because the next thing I will reveal is this: you are not going alone. I am already there, waiting for you. You will not go alone. I go before you. I am the Lord your God, and I need you to hear this with your whole heart. You are not going alone. I did not call you to move and then step back. I did not point you forward and then disappear. When I lead my children, I go ahead of them. I prepare the ground before their feet touch it. If fear has told you, you'll be on your own this time, that voice is lying. Loneliness is not part of my plan for your obedience. If this truth brings relief, write in the comments, "God goes before me." I have already entered the place you are about to inhabit. I have already settled the atmosphere. I have already marked it with peace. The ground there recognizes me. That is why your spirit feels calm when you imagine it, even if your mind still has questions. You are not stepping into the unknown. You are stepping into my presence, already waiting. I will be with you in the first night. I will be with you in the quiet mornings. I will be with you in moments of doubt and moments of gratitude. You will not need to search for me. You will sense me. If you have been afraid of feeling disconnected, type in the comments, "God stays with me." I know you have walked seasons alone before. I know what it felt like to carry weight without support, to make decisions without confirmation, to move without reassurance. That season taught you resilience. This season will teach you rest. I am not repeating old patterns. I am closing them. You will notice my presence in small confirmations. A sense of calm where anxiety once lived. Help arriving at the right time. Conversations that reassure rather than drain you. These are not coincidences. They are companionship. Do not confuse quiet with absence. I often speak most clearly when things settle. If you understand this, write in the comments, "I recognize God's presence." I will also surround you with the right people, not many, but aligned. Not loud, but supportive. They will not pull you backward. They will not question your obedience. They will confirm what I have already spoken. Let go of the fear that you must figure everything out yourself. Dependence on me is not weakness. It is wisdom. Now receive this gently. There is a gift placed for those stepping into new territory with me, called the Heavenly Wealth Transfer, a 7-day miracle to receive God's abundance. It was prepared to support those learning to trust provision and guidance during transitions. This is not pressure. This is not an obligation. It rests quietly in the first pinned comment, waiting for those who feel led to receive encouragement and structure in this season. If your heart feels peace hearing this, type in the comments, "I receive God's guidance." Sometimes reassurance comes through simple reminders that I am faithful. Now listen again. I will walk with you through the unfamiliar moments. I will steady you when emotions rise. I will remind you why you moved when doubt tries to rewrite your story. You will not lose your way. You will not be abandoned. You will not be overwhelmed. If you feel strengthened by this, Write in the comments. I am not alone. There may be moments when silence tests you, when progress feels slow, when you wonder if you heard me correctly. In those moments, return to peace. My peace does not leave when you step correctly. Anxiety fades when alignment is right. I am not watching from a distance. I am walking beside you. I am teaching you to trust my presence, not just my outcomes. When you learn that I am enough, everything else aligns more easily. Stay close, stay receptive, stay confident. Because the next thing I will reveal is this. In this new place, your life does not simply continue. It begins again. In this new place, your life begins again. I am the Lord your God, and now I speak hope directly into your future. In this new place, your life begins again. Not because the past was wasted, not because your story was broken, but because seasons change, and I am a God of new beginnings. What you are leaving behind shaped you. It taught you endurance, patience, humility, and discernment. But it is not where your next chapter unfolds. If your heart longs for renewal, write in the comments. I receive a new beginning. This new place is not only physical, it is emotional, it is spiritual, it is mental. It is a reset I have been preparing quietly while you thought you were simply surviving. You will notice changes you cannot explain. Old heaviness will not follow you. Old wounds will lose their voice. Old patterns will no longer feel natural. That is not denial. That is healing. In this new place, your mornings will feel different. Your thoughts will be clearer. Your prayers will feel lighter. Not because life is perfect, but because your spirit is no longer fighting unnecessary battles. If you desire this peace, type in the comments. God is restoring me. I am not giving you a second chance. I am giving you continuation with clarity. What once confused you will make sense. What once drained you will no longer have access. What once delayed you will no longer define you. This is where your confidence begins to return. Not arrogance, but quiet assurance. You will stop questioning your worth and start recognizing your calling. You will not need to explain yourself as much. You will not need to defend your growth. You will not need to convince others of what I'm doing. Your peace will speak for itself. If you are ready for that kind of freedom, write in the comments. I welcome God's peace. In this new place, I will also restore joy. Not loud excitement, but deep joy. The kind that settles in your chest and steadies you even when challenges arise. You will laugh again without guilt. You will plan again without fear. You will dream again without hesitation. I am not rushing your healing. I am completing it. Now receive this gently. There is a gift prepared for those stepping into new beginnings, called the Heavenly Wealth Transfer, a 7-day miracle to receive God's abundance. It was placed quietly for those rebuilding trust, stability, and expectation after long seasons of uncertainty. This is not an obligation. This is not pressure. It rests in the first pinned comment, waiting for those who feel led to receive encouragement and guidance as they enter a renewed season. If your heart feels peace hearing this, type in the comments. I receive this gift with gratitude. Sometimes restoration begins with small acts of faith. Now listen carefully. This new beginning will not erase responsibility, but it will remove unnecessary weight. You will still grow, still learn, still face decisions, but you will do so with support instead of strain. You will notice that things begin to flow instead of resist. Doors will open with less effort. Conversations will align more naturally. Help will appear without you chasing it. This is not luck. This is alignment. If you believe this alignment is for you, write in the comments. I am aligned with God's plan. I am also restoring your sense of purpose. Where confusion once lived, direction will rise. Where doubt once lingered, clarity will settle. You will stop asking, what am I doing wrong? And start asking, what is God building next? That shift changes everything. Do not rush this beginning. Let it unfold. Let yourself adjust. Let joy return slowly and genuinely. You are not late. You are not behind. You are right on time. If you feel hope rising, type in the comments, my future is blessed. I am proud of you. Not because you are perfect, but because you listened. You stayed open. You did not harden your heart when change was uncomfortable. That matters. Hold on to this truth as you move forward. New ground does not erase the past. It redeems it. And now, the next thing I will reveal is serious and loving at the same time. Ignoring this voice will carry weight. Stagnation has a cost. If you ignore this voice, you will feel the weight. I am the Lord your God, and I speak this now not as a threat, but as love that warns. Hear me carefully. When I speak and my children ignore me, I do not abandon them, but weight increases. Not because I punish, but because misalignment carries strain. If your heart is open to truth, write in the comments, I choose alignment. I have been gentle with you. I have been patient. I have confirmed this direction again and again because I know how heavy decisions can feel. But there comes a point when repeated confirmation becomes responsibility. Remaining where I have already said, move, will not feel neutral. Peace will thin. Motivation will weaken. Confusion will rise where clarity once lived. That is not anger. That is signal. If you have felt increasing heaviness without a clear reason, type in the comments, I understand now. Stagnation is subtle. It does not arrive loudly. It settles slowly. It convinces you that tomorrow is safer than today. It tells you to wait until conditions are perfect. But perfection never comes to those who refuse obedience. I am not asking you to fear consequences. I am asking you to respect instruction. When I speak, it is to guide you away from unnecessary struggle. Ignoring that guidance does not stop my love, but it does place you under avoidable weight. You will feel it as emotional exhaustion without clear cause, frustration with small things, a sense of being stuck despite effort, doubt creeping into areas once stable. If you recognize these signs, write in the comments. I will listen. I would rather you move with uncertainty than remain with certainty that no longer carries peace. When peace withdraws, it is not rejection. It is redirection. I am not demanding urgency to control you. I am inviting obedience to protect you. I know part of you still hopes things will improve if you just wait a little longer. But waiting after instruction turns wisdom into resistance. I say this because I care. If you delay too long, what could have been light becomes heavy. What could have been simple becomes complicated. What could have flowed begins to resist. I do not want that for you. If your heart desires ease instead of strain, type in the comments, I choose God's way. Now, receive this gently. There is a gift placed for those standing at this decision point, called the Heavenly Wealth Transfer, a 7-day miracle to receive God's abundance. It was prepared to help restore confidence, order, and trust for those choosing obedience over fear. This is not pressure. This is not obligation. It rests quietly in the first pinned comment, offered as support for those ready to move forward with me. If your spirit feels peace hearing this, type in the comments, I receive God's support. Sometimes clarity is strengthened by simple reminders of my faithfulness. Now listen again. I do not warn you because something bad is chasing you. I warn you because something better is waiting, and delay increases the distance between you and what I prepared. You are not being rushed. You are being invited. If you ignore this voice, you will not lose my love, but you will feel the cost of carrying what you were never meant to carry for this long. I want you lighter. I want you freer. I want you aligned. If you desire that alignment, write in the comments, I choose obedience. This is not about fear of consequence. It is about honor of relationship. When you trust me enough to move, you honor what we have built together. You have heard me clearly now. You have felt the confirmation. You have recognized the timing. What remains is your response. Do not let familiarity convince you to stay. Do not let comfort disguise captivity. Do not let fear delay freedom. I am still speaking. I am still leading. I am still waiting for your yes. Because the final thing I will reveal is this. One declaration will activate confirmation. Say it, and I will respond. Say, I trust you, and I will confirm it. I am the Lord your God, and now I bring you to the moment of decision. Everything you have heard was not to inform you. It was to invite you. There comes a time when listening must become agreement, and agreement must become declaration. Heaven responds to alignment, and alignment is activated when you speak in faith. Now is that moment. If your heart is ready, write in the comments, I trust you, God. Do not underestimate the power of a sincere declaration. Words spoken in faith are not noise, they are signals. When you agree with what I have revealed, you step into confirmation. I am not asking you to be fearless. I am asking you to be willing. Willing to move when I say move. Willing to trust when answers are still forming. Willing to release what no longer carries life. When you say, I trust you, you are not promising perfection. You are acknowledging relationship. And relationship is where miracles breathe. If you are willing to follow my lead, type again in the comments. I say yes. I confirm direction through peace. I confirm obedience through alignment. I confirm trust through provision that arrives at the right time. Not early, not late, but precise. After today, you will notice confirmations increase. Peace where fear once dominated. Conversations that reinforce direction. Doors opening without force. A quiet confidence replacing anxiety. These are not coincidences. They are responses. I am not waiting for you to be ready. I am responding because you agreed. If you believe confirmation is already beginning, write in the comments. God is confirming it. Do not look for thunder. Look for peace. Do not demand signs that impress others. Watch for alignment that steadies you. I confirm my word in ways that strengthen faith, not spectacle. Now receive this gently, one final time. There is a gift placed for you called the Heavenly Wealth Transfer, a 7-day miracle to receive God's abundance. It was prepared for those who have said yes in their spirit and are stepping forward in trust. This is not an obligation. This is not pressure. It is resting quietly in the first pinned comment, offered as encouragement for those who have chosen obedience, alignment, and faith in this transition. If your heart feels gratitude, type in the comments, "Thank you, God." Gratitude seals trust. Now listen carefully as I seal this message. You are not confused. You are not behind. You are not abandoned. You are being led. The move ahead of you is not random. It is measured. It is protected. It is prepared. And you will recognize it by the peace that accompanies each step. When doubt tries to return, remember what you felt here. When fear whispers, return to trust. When questions rise, choose obedience. I am not done with you. I am repositioning you. And when you arrive, you will look back and say, now I understand why God spoke when He did. If you believe your future is under my care, write one last time in the comments. My future is in God's hands. Stay faithful. Stay attentive. Stay responsive. And remember this. When you trust me enough to say yes, I confirm enough to carry you through. Amen. Lord my God, I come before you now with humility and faith. I acknowledge that this message did not reach me by accident. I recognize that you have spoken, and today, I choose not to ignore your voice. Father, I ask you now to seal this word in my heart. Let no fear steal what you revealed. Let no doubt erase what you confirmed. Let no delay weaken what you activated. If you are praying with me, write in the comments, Amen. Lord, I surrender control. I release the need to understand everything. I release the fear of the unknown, and I choose to trust you fully. Where you are leading me, go before me. Where you are moving me, protect me. What you are removing, give me peace to let go. What you are preparing, give me patience to receive. If this is your prayer, type in the comments, I trust you, God. Father, I ask that every delay caused by fear be broken now. Every confusion be replaced with clarity. Every heaviness be replaced with peace. Every closed door that must open by your hand, not by my effort. I declare that I will not miss my moment. I declare that I will move when you say move. I declare that my steps are ordered by you. If you agree with this declaration, write in the comments, my steps are ordered by God. Lord, I ask you to cover this transition. Cover my finances. Cover my emotions. Cover my decisions. Cover every detail I cannot yet see. I receive your protection. I receive your provision. I receive your peace. If you receive this prayer, type in the comments, I receive it. Father, I seal this prayer in faith, not by my strength, not by my understanding, but by your promises. And I declare that what you have started, you will complete. In your holy name, Amen. Before you leave, listen one last time with your heart. What you just heard was not entertainment. It was not coincidence. And it was not meant for everyone. It was meant for you. God does not interrupt lives randomly. He speaks when moments matter. And if you are still here, it means your spirit recognized something real. You were not watching a video. You were receiving direction. If this message touched you, write in the comments right now. God spoke to me. Do not rush back into noise. Sit with what you felt. Let peace settle. Let clarity rise. Let fear lose its voice. You are not late. You are not forgotten. You are not stuck. You are being repositioned. And some of you needed this confirmation today because you were about to give up, about to settle, about to convince yourself that nothing would change. But God stopped you in time. If you choose faith over fear today, type in the comments, I choose faith. Now remember this, obedience does not always feel dramatic. Sometimes it feels quiet, simple, and deeply personal. But it carries power. The move ahead of you will make sense later. The peace you feel now is your confirmation. Do not explain yourself to everyone. Do not wait for approval. Do not delay what God already confirmed. If you are ready to move forward with God, write in the comments, I am ready. Before you go, receive this reminder one last time. There is a gift waiting for those who are stepping into a new season. The heavenly wealth transfer. A 7-day miracle to receive God's abundance. This is not a sale. This is not pressure. It was placed quietly in the first pinned comment as a blessing for those who need reassurance, provision, and spiritual alignment during this transition. If your heart feels drawn, receive it with gratitude. If you believe God will provide for you, type in the comments, God is my provider. Now, if this message blessed you, do not keep it to yourself. Someone you know is praying for confirmation right now. Share this video so another heart can receive direction. Like this video to help this message reach those who need it. Subscribe to the channel, because messages like this will continue to reach you at the exact moment you need them. And if you want me to pray for you personally, write in the comments, pray for me. I will be reading. I will be praying. And God is already working. Stay faithful. Stay attentive. And remember, when God speaks and you listen, your life never stays the same. Amen.